What's up, yins guys? Time for another video. And this I want to talk about here. Shit that repeatedly happens, even from when I was a young kid. They do the same damn shit. You see about it on the news, you read about it. Sometimes they're found dead. Sometimes they're just never seen again. Nobody knows. And ever since we were young, we grew up with horror movies, and they've evolved as we got older too. So we don't mean things in a bad way when we say what I'm about to say here too. No offense to anybody, any situations that are currently going on in the news too. You definitely meaning no disrespect to the families of any particular victims. Yeah, definitely. Heart goes out to them, absolutely. But a lot of times some of us say things out of frustration, even meaning no offense to, you got to watch how you say it. There's a part of the society you're not allowed to say out there in the open, and if you do, you got to watch how you say it, even if you're not talking about any particular situations that currently happen. But we talk about in general because in some cases, we grew up on horror movies, and there's always, every horror movie is always that person that could have been prevented, and there'd be no movie if it didn't happen, but, there'd be no plot. But in real life, there's the real life horror movies, and the shit we hear about are only the ones that were caught, and some people that weren't caught. But anyway, I'm talking in general, whether they turn up dead or missing, or shit that they didn't turn up dead and they escaped or were rescued or found, and definitely don't mean anything against those out there that did escape such things and, they're traumatized. But what we're seeing is that when we talk out of frustration, if you will, when we know things that have happened, we know people that were never seen again, especially women and girls, that keeps right on happening. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't really have to explain ourselves and, worry about that certain people are offended. But there's certain things, I understand it's not a laughing matter. You're not saying it to laugh at the ones who died, haha, or anything like that. But we say things sometimes, we're not calling the victims stupid or mean to per se, but when we see it repeatedly happen again and again, and a lot of us would have relatives or our buddies' relatives out there, or coworkers' relatives who go and they dodge a bullet. They go to certain places and look, nothing ever happened to them. But what really it gets unnerving. Oh, girls just want to have fun, and they see that, people out there see that these girls or these women just turn up missing, or sometimes they're found dead or just never seen again. And there's these other people that do the same shit. Maybe they come home and nothing ever happens, but what I mean is they got to always be going to these vacations, these other countries, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, take a bunch of people with you, and don't go alone anywhere with somebody you just meet that seems too nice or whatever, or stay with the crowd that you came with. I mean, because people turn up missing, you know what I mean? But there's always these girls, they're going to these places. Oh, it's spring break. They couldn't spend fucking spring break maybe somewhere close to them, some lake somewhere, or a beach somewhere that's close to them. They gotta go out of the country somewhere for whatever reason. And when they do, they're going to these hotels. Oh, they gotta drink too. They gotta drink alcohol. They go with these people that they meet that are over there, that are in that country or whatever, sometimes or whatever. And you never know. When you go to other countries, there's people that are native to them countries that are not very good people. They're very bad, nefarious people that look upon them as prey. They know how to act, you know what I mean? Sociopaths and whatnot. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going vacations or whatever. I prefer not. But these young girls, what gets me, oh, it's spring break. I'll get out my bathing suit. And, oh, they're in this other, outside the country. Oh, this guy, he's so cute. This guy, this so-and-so, he's so cute. And everybody's, having recreational things out there in a group, right? You read about these stories and they're in this group, but they go off. The other group goes and leaves or whatever, goes back to the hotel, but they stay behind with this one guy or this other guy, and then she was last seen with him, but that's all they know, never seen again. That one woman, what was her name, Calloway or whatever the hell the name, that they caught that guy a whole bunch of years later, and he confessed to it or whatever. He did the same thing to other girls. I don't remember the whole details. I'll have to look it all up again, but whatever, you do see very few people even get caught compared to what goes on out there, human trafficking and all that. But what's very unnerving, if you got this far in this video, is yes, you understand, your heart goes out to the families if somebody's missing, and you don't even know if they don't even know if they're dead or not. No offense to them, but the idea that you're not allowed to talk about it or criticize other living women or girls out there that do the same shit, and they roll the dice and gamble. They gotta disprove us paranoid people or conspiracy theorists. Oh yeah, it's all in your head. That stuff don't really happen. Yeah, girls just want to have fun. Spring break. And definitely not laughing at the girls going missing or winding up dead. It's not funny. But you don't want to. You got to watch how you call anybody stupid, because if anybody does say that, it comes out of somebody's mouth, you should forgive them, because especially if you can tell they're influenced by the snap decision because they watch horror movies. It's like, look out! Oh, it's right over there. He has an axe. Go, and in the horror movies, it never really happens because we know movie and. Yeah, I'm saying, so there's a part of human nature and all that. I'm not saying I do that shit out in public, but I'm just talking about how a certain way you're not really allowed to talk about it, or if you do, you gotta watch how you talk about it, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of women and girls out there that think they know it all, and they don't take the shit really seriously enough, you know what I mean? Like, in this day and age, why the fuck you want to go to another country for spring break? Or why do you gotta, even you're a grown woman, you gotta go to this trip to this other country. And when you do, you're gonna go beyond, the area where tourists are. I mean, I have looked at, like, YouTube channels like Infographics. They had so many countries that were very popular vacation spots. God knows why they're still popular vacation spots. Even though if you step even a few feet outside of the area that where tourists over there, you can disappear, wind up dead, you know what I mean? You'd be just gone, nobody ever see you again, you know what I'm saying? Well, going outside the country, it happens to men too. Men that want to go to these vacations thinking they're going to meet women. I think I talked about that in videos before, but yeah, it's very, I think, frustrating and unnerving. And the fact that you want to say shit about it, but you literally got to walk on eggshells and watch how you say it. Because you really don't want to intentionally, if you know anybody that, if somebody's relative was disappeared under certain circumstances. But what we're saying is, there's women out there in the world that still risk it and think that they're smart because they disproved you. Maybe they go somewhere and they come back okay, All right, more power to them. But, hey, they're going to do it again. Maybe they won't be so lucky. But that they go and still chase after that shit. That there are still people that, they got to go to these places because of whatever reason. Or even inside your own country. Going to the wrong bars or going to the wrong places with the wrong people, especially people that are young and stupid and all that. think they know it all, you know what I mean? And, well, like, what are you supposed to say, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, the smarter thing to do would be, for certain girls and women, you know, maybe saying watch where they go, and maybe be a little bit more boring, and maybe have their fun closer to home, some places they know, and don't go places with people they don't know. And yeah, and then there's that dating on those crazy apps things, those Tinder apps that cater to, in some cases, they're catering to women and girls that are actually too young to date. Oh, does that sound like maybe the old fogey conservative Christian type of thing, you know, old fogey shit? Do I look like one of those? No, but still, I believe in common sense and how to not get murdered or taken away and trafficked. I mean, yeah, I mean, as far as reading about all this crazy shit. I mean, there was crazy shit you read about and seen on the news way before there was internet, you know what I mean? But, oh, it's just all in our heads. You know, we really don't know what we're saying. You know, we're not really supposed to comment and criticize it in any kind of frustrated way, because we might offend somebody, or maybe somebody that doesn't even have a relative that ever turned up missing decides to get offended for show just to demonize you. You know what I mean? They want to create the little drama so that they can demonize you, and like they have some way to be, some right to be offended, and not they didn't have anybody related to them that disappeared any kind of a way or died any kind of a way, but they think that they're doing that on behalf of people who turned up missing or died, and trying to call you on the correct things to believe and think and express. You know what I mean? That's a crazy world there as far as I'm concerned too. And yeah, anyway, there's things that you say that ain't cool to say. Yes, I agree. You got to watch how you say it and who you say it in front of. But at the same time, are you gonna walk on eggshells and just be quiet because of some kind of behavioral correctness that's assigned to you? You know, I mean, you're not gonna be I agree, don't be an asshole about it, but are you gonna be quiet about it? Let anybody tell you what to think about it, especially when the same shit happens over and over and over again? And the people, certain kind of people, don't learn from it, and they can fall into the same trap. But what do the rest of us know? Oh, we don't know nothing, do we? Yeah, you know.